Hi. Today is the time of streaming. It is the time to stream. Did you know that? Because that's what we're doing today. So, I'm putting off doing... what do you call it? The Fallout New Vegas finale for a bit. Just because I want to make sure I have all the time I need to, like, I don't know. I need to be in a good sort of position to be able to do a stream like that, and I want it to have its due, and I don't want it to feel like I'm rushing to do it, and blah, blah, blah. So, what we're going to be doing today is some Toontown. Because I was looking around at my library and, you know, the games that I have queued up for being streamed, and I was trying to figure out, hey, what do I got? What do I want to do today? What thing do I want to get to? And ultimately, I was like, you know what? Fuck it, right? Like just fuck it entirely. I'm gonna do Toontown today. So that's why we're here. Welcome. Welcome to fucking Toontown, kids. Let's try to put the chat in a spot that doesn't suck. I don't know, that might suck. We'll have to see. Yeah. I don't really have any plans for this stream. I am just kind of gonna fuck around a bit and see what happens. Right? Alright. So I have played Toontown on stream at least 2 times before. This being the third. It has been like 5 or 6 months since then, though. And I have played a little bit of Toontown between then and now. Not too much. Okay. Introduction to, I guess, this character. This is an almost maxed out Toon. Almost. But not quite. They've got, like, Lure and Trap needs to be trained up. Lure's almost done being trained. Trap less so. And then, of course, Tune Up is really hard to do because more often than not, I am playing completely solo, unless I'm doing, what do you call it? Unless I'm doing, HQs. And when I'm doing HQs, typically you're only getting, like, a few heals in here and there, and most of the time everyone's one-shotting things. If you're doing a lot of healing, then something's probably going wrong. And typically, things aren't going wrong. So, yeah. That's that. Additionally, my laugh is at 108, which is not anywhere near, like, what the max is. I think I have some laugh from, like, golfing or whatever. I don't remember what all the golf milestones are, but you can clearly see I don't have a lot of those. Same thing with kart racing. Fishing, however... I've got, like... Give it to me.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Fishing, however, I've got fucked the fuck up. So, I have most of everything except for, like, the rarest shit. I think there's, like, 1 more laugh point I can squeeze out of this. Maybe 2, I don't remember. As far as, like, disguises go, I have never, ever done a boss bot. Or a law bot. Just because no one runs these. Like, you could, queue... You could use, what is it called? Like, Toontown Central to queue for these. But they don't have nearly as much, incentive for players and accessibility as Cashbot and Sellbot do. And Cashbot and Sellbot give much more immediate rewards that players, I don't know, they like to have. Specifically Cashbot, because Cashbot gives you the unite phrases. Green beans, jeans, and you can be green too. Oak Street and Daisy Gardens. I guess we could do that while we're here, because the St. Patrick's Day stuff is still up, yeah. This shit. Which I've got a couple lying around. Which, by the way, these are like just better than just using tune-up in battle. That's even less reason that you see people, I don't know. There's not a lot of opportunities to train tune-up, it kind of sucks. Alright, let's go to Oak Street. Because I feel like it. Apparently we can be green. There's Elm Street. Watch out for Elm Street. Now, I did mention... Oh, Oak Street's this way. I did mention that I wanted to, at some point in the future, I wanted to, like, do a Toontown offline stream with a private server. I still want to do that. Because I think there's a lot of opportunities for entertaining stuff. And there's also all the beta content that's in there. Oh, God. Now, where the fuck is... Was it Green Bean? Green Bean Jeans? Boy, I wonder where that is. I hope it's not a fucking building. A cog building. That would suck, wouldn't it? This is gonna be hard to find because this game is just not... This game is just not... great with its camera and its navigation. If you want to find a specific building, you gotta, like, just go fuck yourself. What's the map button? Is it tab? No. Caps lock? It's not caps lock. Is it alt? It's alt. There it is. Well, this doesn't help us. It helps us find buildings. That's about it. I have no idea where this goddamn thing... Oh, you bastard. Why do people gotta be sitting in, like, the one spot where they block? I guess he's not actually... That character wasn't actually blocking us very much. Green Bean Jeans. There it is. Green me. Green me. What? I turned my gloves green? Huh? Huh? That's what that does? Huh? What? Okay. Sure thing, Chief. Alright. Cool. Green gloves. Epic. Fuck, alright. Now, I want to... I guess I need to, like, grind out these fucking gags. I don't remember what the best place is. I guess the best place is Dreamland. Although those might be... The levels might be too high over there for me to solo them very reliably. Additionally, when you're grinding out... what do you call it? When you're grinding out gags, you want to be in areas that are currently in the middle of invasions. Because when you're doing an invasion... Oh my god, excuse me. When you're doing an invasion... Invasion. When there's an when there's one of those events going on, you have double experience. And then on top of that, you have double experience when you are in buildings. That's what I'm thinking. And one of the problems with training... So that also applies to... I need to... How many of these can I hold? 2? Okay. I need to restock because I don't need to restock. I thought I did. I want to do Cashbot, but I can't do Cashbot because... Oh, there was a fucking thing. Whoops. I should probably stand over here if I'm just going to be idly talking. Yeah, it's not something you can easily grind. Like, there is a problem in this game where sound is, like, the absolute meta. And if you're not running... I don't know. If the thing you're using isn't sound, good luck maxing it out. Like, throw and squirt, yeah, you can do that. Because those are your, like, solo things. You know, you do that to clean stuff up. You're going to be using those abilities all the time, pretty consistently. Now, I don't remember what the level distribution stuff is like, so I'm just going to check this guy. See if I can get experience and stuff. Okay, you totally can. Alright. Hey, thanks for the follow. Kevin. Hi. We're just kind of doing whatever the hell right now. I'm not gonna try to do like super efficient grinding. I kind of just want to fuck around a little bit. Do what we can. Don't worry too much about it, you know. Also, the mouse cursor is just gonna be on screen. This is one of those games, so sorry if it's just kind of like bleh in the middle and I don't move it at all. That's gonna happen a lot. So if I could do, hold on, actually, because my task is just Cashbot HQ, so I could probably just go to Cashbot and then grind in there, and then still get task progress. By the way, this is like your end game stuff as far as tasks go. If you're doing anything, you want to have kill X amount of cogs tasks that reward beans. Everything else pretty much is not worth it at all. Okay, there's like a St. Patrick's Day version of that. Hold on, let me look. Isn't that code still like available? Hold on, let me check the fucking Discord. The Toontown Rewritten Discord really quick. Let's see, game news. Where is it? 17th? Right here. Hold on, let me take a look. I'm taking a peek right now. We're gonna see it, and we're gonna enter a funny code, and it's gonna give us a green variant of the backpack we're wearing right now. Hopefully it's still available. Is it? Where is it? Huh. Huh. I don't remember what this thing is. Fuck it. I don't care enough. I don't care enough to go looking for it. Alright, let's just restock and then head over to Cashbot and just hit things. I'm not looking to do mints or anything. I just want to do whatever. We have to wait in line. This person's taking a fucking while. There we go. God, the fact that you have to wait in line in this game, that's always funny to me. Like, it's just so, like, why? It's so weird. I love it. I love it, though. It's dumb as hell. It's great. It's fucking just perfect. Oh, man. Alright. I don't think Cashbot, the levels inside Cashbot should be too high enough to be a problem, I guess. Whew. Sorry, my, I am, like, out of it right now. There's the map. My, like, speech pattern is all fucked up. That's gonna happen, I guess. Alright. Here's the shortcut. It's nice that they have this shortcut here. A Cog Invasion has begun. Oh, lucky us. Lucky us. Aw, fuck. They're gonna be like level 8. Fuck. Like, their minimum level is like 6 or 7, isn't it? They're all level 9. Oh my god. Ugh, okay. Alright, someone's out of bounds with the suit. Look at him, wow. Alright, let's see how bad this is. Let's try this. Watch out, dude. This guy's gonna end up in this battle if he's not careful. Alright. How hard's this asshole gonna hit us for? He's not gonna hit us for shit. Oh, god damn it. I should be able to fuck. Can I turn off in-game chat? I don't know if I can from here. Whatever. Anyway, this is the Toontown experience. Well. Alright, well, there goes all of our stock. Another problem with training these gags. It's kind of annoying because you don't have a lot of the highest level stuff. Which I'm not a fan of being limited like that. Alright, I wonder how people perform that, like, out of that, like, Cog suit out of bounds bug. It's probably, like, pretty easy to do, because I usually see people, I like, it's not that uncommon to see someone doing that. It's a little rare, just because, like, why would you do it, you know? But, you know. I never see more than, like, one person doing it. So maybe it's just kind of an obscure bug that not a lot of people know how to access. Thankfully, I don't think we're taking too much damage. We're also, like, dodging a lot of stuff, which is remarkable. Let's use a weaker one. I don't want to, like, waste it, you know? Really what I should be doing, the actual efficient grind, and I'm just, like, remembering this now. The efficient grind is to use your weak stuff first and then finish them off with the strong stuff. That way... Oh, they're gone. A coxy person. What the fuck are these conversations going on? Why can't you say shut up? Why does this game let you say shut up? It's very mean. What the fuck is going on? What? Oh, they're fucking raging at each other over a fucking VP fight. Jesus Christ. This game might mostly be populated by nostalgic adults, but they're all still children. What are you gonna do? One of these. I have a system. I know what I need to buy, and I buy it. I realize that's not really a system, but you know what I mean. Man, these green gloves look fucking terrible on my character. Holy shit. Like, the hot soup. That does not work with hot soup's outfit. God damn. Alright, let's rush back. Oh right, I have the task to turn in, I forgot. We might as well do that now. You want to be efficient. The problem is, once we turn in that task, we're going to have to roll a couple times to get a better task to replace it. And if we're unlucky and we don't get a good task in these 4 rolls we're going to get inside this building, then we're going to have to go somewhere else. For these tasks, you want the best cogs to beans ratio. Like, this is 80 to 900, which is pretty decent. Okay. No. 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 The cosmetic ones, who cares, right? Like, if you want those, you want those. Like, see, 200 for 800? That's a terrible ratio. You're doing more than double the work for, like, less. It's a randomized ratio. It's all based on luck. Same thing here. Do not do the fucking building ones, by the way. These, do not do these. Holy shit, never do these. Okay, we gotta go check. We gotta go check back here. Unfortunately, we have to backtrack. But we can warp around enough. It's not like the HQ itself is very far away. Nope. No. That's really bad. That one's really bad. I guess, like, this one's not very good, but still. That's really bad. That's really bad. I think I checked all these now, didn't I? Yeah, okay. Well, let's keep poking around until we find what we need. I need my fucking beans. No. I have to settle for anything that's like 200 or lower at any reward. Because I don't think we're getting anything good here. Yeah, no. Yeah. Yeah, we're not making out of this with a good fucking deal yet. I do not know why the docks like go up and then down like that when they load in. Something to do with how they're like oriented, I guess. We're wasting time in this evasion. Not bad. Those are all bad. No. Whoa. Hi. Thank you for the raid. What's up? I'm playing Toontown. Welcome. Hi. Hello there. I'm looking for a jelly bean reward task that doesn't totally suck. Also, thanks for the follow. Wow. Let's go here. Today, I am just kind of messing around. We are... Yeah, I think I might have like checked who was playing Toontown before I went live, and I think I might have seen your stream. Thank you though for the raid. I appreciate you dropping in. Let's see. No, not that. Come on. Come on. Give it to me. No. No. Okay. We'll get there eventually, guys. We'll eventually get a good cogs to bean ratio that I'm happy with. I've already seen, like, it's at the point where I've seen some that are, like, better than this one I've got already, and I pass them up because I'm just, like, looking for something better. I might have to just double back. Double back to, the street on Dreamland, which I think had a decent one. I don't know if the tasks re-roll themselves after a set amount of time. I actually don't know about that. I know this timer doesn't have anything to do with it. That's just the waiting in line timer. Alright, whatever. Let's do that. It doesn't really matter what we pick. I guess, like, optimally, I would want kill X cogs in, like, Cashbot or something. Because those might not necessarily give more beans, but I think they're generally a lower amount. So actually it is a better ratio, because I think we have one right now. Let's take a look. Whenever we get into here. Yeah, this is a good ratio. This is really good. This, however, this is the thing you want, right? Like a 1 to 10. Whereas this is like a... I mean, that's a 1 to 4. What about this? What about this one? Yeah, 1 to 4. 1 to 4, 1 to 4, 1 to 10, and this is what, 1 to 11? Kind of? Like 11, 12, 11 and a half? I don't know. I'm trying to do the quick math. But this has the best ratio, this has the second best. I'm a computer scientist, but I can't do like simple 2-digit math in my head. I have to like use my fingers and stuff. But boy, if you want to know about calculus, I can do calculus for you. Hoo. Like, I can tell you all about the rate at which numbers change, but I can't tell you a darn thing about how those numbers interact with each other. Yeah, calculus is a weird one, because my experience with it... Oh, now there's like multiple people here. Okay. Multiple people doing like the weird suit bug thing. My experience with calculus is interesting because my introduction to it was in high school, where there was like an introduction to calculus sort of course. And boy, I did terribly in that. It was one of those things where I don't know if it was the teacher or me. I'm thinking a combination of the two, where the teacher was like some young guy who, you know, didn't really have it all going on yet. And, oh man, what was it? There was like, on the tests, the assignments and things like that, all the like the elements of, this is why training is bad. So all of the elements of calculus, I just like didn't understand like fundamentally. And I didn't really understand that I didn't understand it. Like, it was to the point where I would submit... Oh, they can jump in those suits? It was to the point where I would submit, like, a test, an exam, an assignment, or whatever, and I'd be like, oh, I got all that right. And then I'd get it back, and there'd just be a big 0 written on my paper, and I'd be like, what? But huh? And that was never an experience I ever had before in any subject. Congratulations, you said the magic word. And like, I've never had that experience in anything else before. And later on in, by the way, thanks. I don't know if I mentioned it, but thanks for the follow. Later on in college, my freshman year, they looked at my SAT scores in math, and my SAT, because math, like, I'm killer in mathematics. Boom, bada bing. You want me to solve for A? Oh man, I can solve for A all right. So good, it'll knock your socks off. Don't get hit by a train, kids. So because I'm really good at solving for A, they were like, hey kid, you want to skip every single math requirement and go straight to Calculus 1? And that's where I ended up in Calculus 1 after failing the Intro to Calculus course at high school. Yeah, man. Did I say AP scores? I meant SAT scores. SAT scores don't mean crap. Like, you're testing to, like, learn the test. Yeah, they didn't. Yeah, I failed high school pre-calc, which would not have even counted as a pre-calc course in this college, right? Like, they just put me there because of the SAT scores. Which, by the way, I had good SAT scores, I'll tell you what. Ooh, we might be in trouble here. Am I out of glasses? And so naturally, what ended up happening was, I I failed freshman Calc 1. Totally failed it. And I had to, like, you know, I was like, all right, screw you guys. I'm gonna die. No, I'm fine. Uh-oh. I don't like where this is going. Let's take a risk. Well, and then, like, a bunch of other stuff happened. I was, like, an English major at the time. I wasn't in computer science. So, like, I was an English major, and they put me in Calc 1. I don't know why they put me in Calc 1. I was like, it's like, yeah, I don't have to take calculus. I'm an English major. Put me in trig. What the hell is wrong with you people? Like, and you might say, like, well, why didn't you just, like, redo your schedule or whatever? For freshmen, at the college I was at, like, freshmen didn't get to make their own schedules. Like, they just, you had, like, an advisor do it, like, totally for you. It wasn't even, like, a suggestion. It was, like, bada bing, bada boom, you registered. Whereas, like, every semester after that, you register yourself, right? And, yeah, they just put me in, like, ludicrous stuff. I don't know. Yeah, it sucks. It sucks, and it sucks to suck. Because boy, does it suck. Oh yeah, these people, I was in here earlier. These two people are raging at each other over some, like, dispute in a VP fight, I think, or CFO fight or whatever. I'll try not to engage. I'll try not to engage with that, but we are in like a full chat district anyway. I don't know why people would just, like, be mad at each other and then just not leave each other alone. Like, what is... Alright. Alright, let's just kill this guy and leave. That's a good name. Gorilla Deerveal. They rejected so many of my renames for this tune that I eventually just went with Hot Soup. And I was like, man, I hope they don't accept that. And lo and behold, here we are. You know, let's go to the... No, God, oh God, come on, please. There you go. It is time for silence. So, my calculus story doesn't end there, though. I still hate that it does this. Why is it auto-equipped crap? Please don't do that. That's probably, like, hard-coded. I'll water my trees, don't worry. I can see them dying. Oh, what? What was I wearing? I was wearing the Toonfest things. Yeah, these. And there was, like, pants that went with it. Yeah, that. There we go. Okay. Eventually, I had to, like, drop out of college for a while for various reasons. And I eventually came back. And when I came back, I changed major over to computer science because the university that, like, you know, I had been going to had started a computer science program. And I was like, you know what? That's what I want to do. That's more what I'm into anyway. And because of that, I had to retake calculus eventually, though. But I took fate into my own hands because they would let me now. And I was like, you know what? No, I'm not starting over at Calculus 1, crazy guy, crazy college. Stop that. Instead, what I decided to do was, like, actually take all the prerequisite classes. Like, I literally didn't have to. These were all just, like add-ons I put there. And turns out, kind of helped, but not really. A lot of, like, the trig stuff sort of translates over to calc, but calculus, you're learning such new concepts that it really doesn't add up in the way that it should. Aha, math. No, crap. I don't have any of those. Let's go do that. Now, the weird thing is... Oh my god, yeah, I thankfully Thankfully, this was a while ago at this point, so I didn't have to deal with that. But right now, I'm dealing with that with like computer science, like programming and stuff. But I'm used to like doing that with that subject anyway. I'm like lucky enough that my hobbies require me to learn some of this crap in the first place. Like I've been teaching myself some like 3D modeling stuff, like rigging, vertex weights, things like that. Check out my YouTube channel. I have been porting some Neopets Darkest Fairy on the PS2 models over to VR chat. There's a little bit of that on YouTube right now. They're not the most interesting streams personally. I don't think they are, but they're neat. And eventually I took Calculus 1 again. And it was fucking weird because I checked my mailbox like an idiot. It was weird because all of a sudden I'm like, wait a minute. Oh, the trees are dead. I was like, wait a minute. If I just like give a crap a little bit more, and if I like I'm not a stupid freshman anymore. I'm not running the worst possible like personal schedule you could. I'm back in college. I'm gonna try to like do what I can. And all of a sudden, like, yeah, turns out calculus is something I can handle pretty handily, right? And the professor I had, he was pretty good. It was the same guy I like failed the course with last time. And he was one of those guys where he is like the quintessential, hello, Corn. He is like the quintessential, welcome back, like math guy. Like if you think, what is a man who his life is math and he was like born for this job, right? That's this guy. Like he interfaces with mathematics far more efficiently than he interfaces with any human being, to the point where he's kind of like hard to work with. So not a lot of students liked him, right? What is a man but a miserable pile of rates of change over time? So the weird quirk of him like not being very easy to get along with and also being like really into mathematics and stuff is, if you were like an attentive and good student, he would do so much shit for you. Like if you wanted something from him, he'd be like, yeah, okay, yeah, here you go. Like I had, and because like I was like really sort of committing myself to this course, I was understanding the material very well. I was getting like A's, all that stuff. Eventually, I had to like, there was like some extracurricular thing I was doing, and I needed to be able to miss a class and not get like marked off for my grade for missing it. Oh god, yeah, that sucks. I have another story similar to that where it was before the pandemic and I still had a computer screen for a professor, and it wasn't an online class. So I needed to ask him like, hey, I need to like not be in class for like 2 days. And right before this, there was another girl, another student, and she was like, yeah, I have a sports thing I gotta do, and it's like in a week. So can I like get out of class for that? It's something I like need to do. For me, it's not really optional, but I still need to like ask your permission. And he was like, what are you talking about? No, of course not. I'm not going to let you do that. You got to be in class. And then at the end of the class, because that was like conversation like at the start of the class before everybody was in. At the end of the class, I stay back so that I can like ask him if I could miss class. And to me, his like favorite student, he was like, what? Oh yeah, of course, yeah, no problem. Here, I'll sign that. I'll sign this little thing saying that. Yeah, I was Yeah, they're okay. You're right. You're on the money there. There's some sexism vibes going on there. You're correct. You are fucking correct. There was totally some sexism vibes there. I was, and I still am a lot of the time male presenting in like academic stuff. So that has some advantages. This is one such advantage where you can just like that, right? It's so like, thankfully I'm like the only person who is a witness to that like contradiction. So no one had, you know, luckily I was able to like save anyone of being exposed to this bullshittery of this professor. It was just a, you know, whatever. And I think that's a great example of how like this guy, like it's hard to. Is there another guy joining in? Where is this guy? There they are. Like there was I don't really know how to describe how I feel about that professor without coming across as like kind of harsh, but in a sort of endearing, but also in all of the problems that come with that way, he was. Thank you for the follow. He was. Why is that not playing sound? It should be playing sound. I don't know why that's not playing any sound. Maybe it's just on my end. Oh, well. Is there? No, there's not a trap out. Okay. He definitely seemed like someone who didn't have a lot of like social or emotional intelligence, and it was all like the math stuff. But boy, if you could talk to him about his special interest, mathematics, he would give you everything. Speaking of math, I hate this. This sucks. I hate math. I hate math now. God, I hate math now. So I have two more professor stories. Both of which involve math. Kirby's here. One of those stories is the computer screen professor. So I have this one professor in the computer science department. Our computer science department is very small. There's like 3 or 4 professors at any given time. I think right now there's like 3 of them. There might be one that I don't know about because they're always like hiring new people and it's rotating a little bit. But there's like the one guy who everybody knows. He's our favorite. He's a little awkward, but like, you know, if you work with him, he'll give you the world, and he's, you know, an understanding person within reason. And then we had this other woman who, like, oh my god. So she's clearly a little new to professor stuff, at least like at this level or in this field or whatever. I don't really know. I'm not gonna make too many judgment calls about her because that's rude. But for whatever reason, and this is like a benefit, this is a good thing and a bad thing I'm about to describe. She is the kind of professor who, when she doesn't have anything else to like, when she thinks there's nothing else she needs to talk about, she will just straight up end the class. Like straight up, she will end the class for the day. That's it. Go home. And on top of that, she seems to have like a weird issue with pacing the course. So what ends up happening is there will be like a slide of stuff we have to get through, and it's maybe like 10, 15 slides, and they're kind of dense, but we get through it in 10 minutes, right? And this is a 90-minute time slot for this class. So we get through the slideshow in 10 minutes, and the class is over. And this happens consistently. You know, this is a 2 times a week meeting class. And almost every class, it's like 10 minutes long, maybe 15, maybe 30. And that's great, right? Like, as a student, having a class where you only have to be there for like just a little bit, bada bing, bada boom, I'm all right with that. Although, there's some weird problems where sometime, like, the classes are like entirely optional, which is nice. You don't even have to show up. It doesn't, there's no attendance, like, at all. I don't even know how the department lets her get away with that. I think no one has checked. That's probably what's going on there, because a lot of the departments in this college are like consistent about like, yeah, you need to take attendance. And a lot of professors are like, I don't want to really have to take attendance, but I have to, because that's the department I'm in. So maybe the computer science department doesn't give a crap. Because like, and I don't know what it is, because like you think there's like the curriculum, so there's a lot of stuff you're going to be tested on, there's a lot of stuff you're going to be learning, but when it came to her classes, they're just like, there wasn't anything. Like, we didn't have, like, we had assignments, but like we didn't know when they were due. We had exams, but like, it was a nothing class. It was a class, like, I had her for like 2 classes in a semester, and it was like I had -2 courses, like, in my schedule. It was the fucking weirdest thing ever. Absolutely bizarre. And I don't have her right now, but she's around. I know she's around. And now, one of the benefits of having someone like that as your professor, sorry if I'm all rambly, I'm having a hard time like organizing thoughts here, because there's a lot to talk about with the college experience. I've been an undergraduate for like 6 years, dude. I've been like on and off, which is why I'm still here. I'm still like kind of part-time. So, oh my god. So she's like an easy A professor for the most part, but you're not learning anything. And the problem with that is, this is computer science. This isn't like a general, you know, kind of thing. Oh, well, this person's here. Okay. I guess I'll just set my stuff up. This person should not be here. They've got like 20 laugh. What are you doing here, dude? They're gonna die. Hopefully they'll tank for me. I'm fine with the tank for me. They accidentally went into this battle because they're like avoiding attacking. Sorry, man. Oh my god. Yeah, I can't help you, man. I'm sorry. Just don't hit him, because I don't want him to accidentally die. Okay, good. He left. But the problem is, you need to learn the stuff in these classes. You can't just show up, get the A, go home, bada bing, you got the degree, good luck, kid, right? Because in computer science, it's an engineering thing, you know? It's a science, but it's also engineering. Is it engineering? Is it science? Is it both? I don't know. Shut up. Like, it's like asking, like, oh, like, is psychology science? Well, yeah, it is. Of course it is. Well, is it included in most of the sciences? Well, no. And computer science is like that, but also with engineering at the same time. So, like, there's all the... I have this huge blind spot now because of this professor, where I need to do all this research on my own, because there are things in certain classes that I'm supposed to already understand. Yeah, and there's a lot of students who, a lot of my peers, me included to an extent, although I didn't know the first thing about programming until I started this degree, where a lot of people already kind of understand, you know, stuff about computer science. They're just like, here to get the piece of paper or to learn a new language or two. I could go for one more fight before I have to go back. Assuming it doesn't turn into a clusterfuck. No, don't get hit by a train, kid. So that's a whole thing. Now, yeah, Neopets. Oh my god. Surprisingly, I actually learned HTML in high school as like a freshman. So I say surprisingly because my high school, and we'll get back to college professor bullshit. I have one more professor to talk about, but my high school was when I like first, you know, got into that high school, it was sort of like at the point where it was starting to lose funding, and there were some like there was other stuff going on with the town where for various reasons, like, stuff was on a decline. So, yeah, that's what I did. So, like, it was basically an HTML class. There was, like, a little bit of Java on the tail end, but it was basically an HTML class. And this class was supposed to, like, there were, like, levels to it where you would take the next class and the next class over the course of, like, 3 or so years. But it got defunded and cut. Whoosh, gone. No more computer science. No more funny, like, computer basics or whatever whatever it was called at the time. So that was it. Invasion ended. That's a good excuse to go back anyway. So it was a whole thing. And I could explain kind of why I understood, or like why the sort of like the school wasn't doing as hot as it used to back in like the 90s or 80s or whatever. But that's a whole thing, and it's about politics, and if I start talking about that, I'll be going on for like 5 hours. So let's go back to college, which is totally not a more complicated subject or anything. When was this? When was the story I'm trying to recall? When did it happen? This was when I was taking calculus, actually. Calculus 1 for the second time, where the professor played favorites with me. No, it wasn't. It was Calculus 2, where the professor was, like, asleep. He's unrelated, though. He was asleep. He was, like, German. He barely spoke English. That's not important. He's not important to the story, but I had that class after the class I'm about to talk about, so it's relevant. So, this was a computer science course. It was computer science statistics, right? So it's a lot of, like, your ratios and all that crap, weird math, stuff like that. And sort of like degrees of complication and how that applies to computers and whatever the hell. Blech. So that guy really needs help. Did you see that? Sure hope he gets it. So we had this professor, another new guy, kind of young. And he was working part-time at the college. So he wasn't like, he didn't have a full-time professorship or whatever. And I don't for the life of me remember his name. Not that that's important, because I'm not going to tell you his name. I don't know even why I said that out loud. But this guy, oh my god. Yeah, this is a Disney game. There's Donald. There he is. This is his dreamland. Also Goofy. Goofy's here too. Can't escape Goofy. Goofy lives in Donald's dreams. Make of that what you will. I really wish I could strafe. You can't strafe in this game, it's tank controls. So this professor was kind of... I'm glad you picked up on that. Kind of, how would I describe him? He was similar to the professor who was like a computer screen for most of the course, right? Where she was like not there, she didn't teach that much. Where this guy, he was like kind of the opposite with the same effect, right? Where he was really intense in the amount of information and the assumptions about what information we, the students, knew. So, let's go find a district with an invasion. Yeah, that works. So, because of that, he would get frustrated with us, the students, because we didn't know all of this prerequisite information in order to properly understand the concept he was intending to teach us. Yeah, it's total bullshit. Like, luckily, there's not too much of that stuff in my college. A lot of times you can say to the professor, like, the professor would be like, you were supposed to learn this in a previous class, but if for whatever reason you didn't, let me know, and we will try to work around that, right? And they'll, like, be understanding, because they know that, like, different professors teach the curriculums in different ways, and nothing's perfect, right? But this guy didn't give a shit about that. Yeah, you're paying for them. It sucks. So this gets worse. This gets worse. Way worse. Him being an asshole with the curriculum is like just the tip of the iceberg, right? So this guy, Oh my god. Like, so first off, he wanted every assignment we submitted to be written in a special HTML-like language. It's a formatting language used to create, like, math textbooks. So, like, you know how math textbooks, they're not, like, books, right? They've got all the, like, math formatting in them. These guys probably aren't a high enough level for me to actually do anything, are they? Let's find out. I don't remember if 6 is too low. So, like, it was this language. Okay, we're good. It was this language that allowed you to, like, write mathematics out in text, and then it would, like, you know, you would render it, and it would, like, create a PDF for you that had all the crap, right? The thing was, this wasn't a class about teaching us how to use this format that, like, only math professors ever use to write their silly little textbooks that make you buy $80, whatever. He was just like, no, you have to do that. You have to submit it in this. You cannot just, like, give me a piece of paper with the stuff written out on it. You can't do it in Paint or whatever. None of that's okay. And I'm gonna wait until we're done with our gags before we turn in the tasks. Just because taking multiple trips just for one cog kill is dumb. Anyway, so that sucked. But on top of that, on top of having to learn an entire formatting language, which, by the way, was very complicated because it's math, right? It's calculus. It's bullshit, right? I had to, like, do so much stupid research on this thing. So, on top of that, the assignments he would give us would be like, okay, here's 20 scenarios, 20, like, questions you have to solve, and submit this to me by the end of the week. You have 1 week. Every week, you have a set amount of things you gotta do. You got this, like, worksheet thing. So the problem with that is it would be, like, 20 things that we had about 5 to 7 days to do, but each question was, like, an entire, like, 2% of your grade assignment in of itself. Not in terms of its grade weight. Oh, excuse me. Not in terms of its weight on your grade, but in terms of its difficulty and complexity. So you would have something that, like, seemed to require an essay worth of research and writing to understand. At least not, like, a full essay, maybe, like, 500, 600 words each. But, like, that's still, like, a decent amount for having 20 of these things, right? And he'd be like, yeah, do that. And this is, like, where most of your grade comes from, are these assignments. And it's, like, ridiculous. And then on top of that, on top of it just being an insane workload and an obtuse format that no one understood, he was also terrible at actually, like, communicating the concepts, right? And here's the thing, a lot of professors aren't actually that bad at communicating things, even though sometimes they leave some students in the dust, because when you actually, and it's not always their fault, because when you are, like, going along with your stuff, it's kind of hard to understand when a student understands something and doesn't, because most of the times, and I know everyone is like this because I've been in a classroom, people won't understand something and they will not stop the flow of the class just on their own behalf to, like, understand the subject more. Sometimes we get people like that, right? Especially if the professor is encouraging that. But 9 times out of 10, someone will not want to raise their hand because they don't want to seem like the only person who doesn't understand it, or they don't know how to ask a question about something, etc. And a lot of professors, they will actually, like, help you with that, right? If you're like, sir, I'm, like, 10 steps behind you, I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm trying hard, but I don't even understand the basic concepts. And a lot of my professors will be like, okay, if it's something that we can explain really quickly right now, we will, but if it's more complicated, you can talk to me after class about it and we'll work it out, right? Cool, right? But this guy was like, but you better speed your shit up, kid. Like he just didn't care. He didn't care. He was like, no, fuck you. Like, you should already know this. Like, he would start to get, like, confrontational about it. Or he'd be like, are you not paying attention? Like, are you not, like, doing the work? And it's like, no, sir, I am. It's just this is a lot of work. And, like, this is, like, stuff.
Hold on, I'm going to get to the end of the story. Give me a second. Just wait.
This fucking keeps happening and happening and happening, and it gets worse and worse and worse. Worse and worse and worse, right? To the point where, it comes to a head at the first exam. Now, there is a background element here that complicates my involvement in this story that I'm gonna have to explain really quick. For this first exam, I could not attend the exam. And I knew this beforehand because there was a funeral I had to attend. Relative died, it's fine, whatever. He was an asshole too. A lot like that Calc 1 professor who was weird and sexist and selective. A lot like that guy, in fact. Big genius, too. Not important, though. We could talk about him one day. My weird fucking grandfather, who like, had dinner with Neil Armstrong, because he was, like, an engineer for NASA or something. And a total ass to everyone he ever knew. There's a lot of, like, math assholes in my stories for some reason. My life is full of math assholes. But that's not important. The important thing is he's dead. The important thing is he's dead. That's what's important for this story. So I had to go to a funeral, and I was like, hey, professor, I need to go to a funeral. And you might expect the professor would have been, haha, fuck you, kid. But no, actually, he was like, oh, yeah, totally, yeah. Just like, you can come to my office next week, the Monday after, and we'll, like, do the exam there. That's fine. It's okay. Like, I totally understand this kind of stuff happens. And I was like, okay, cool. So the thing is, like, I was actually on campus the day of that exam. The reason I was asking to take it later was because, one, the workload was insane for that class, and I had to finish the work before I could take the exam because the work was about the exam, and I needed to understand the work that was going to be on the exam, right? So I was actually on campus. So the day of the exam, I skip that one class, and I go to Calculus 2, which takes place exactly, like, right after, the time slot right after, and it's in another building across the courtyard, like, up on, like, the second floor, looking down at the courtyard, the academic quad, where all the buildings kind of let out into. So, as I'm sitting down for Calculus 2, I see everyone start to file out of it's the science building I was looking at. That's where this particular class was being held, the computer statistics class. And I see everybody. And as you would kind of expect after a big exam, and this is a common thing, in our department, the students, they have their things they do. Everyone was sort of, like, gathering a little bit to, like, talk about it. Be like, hey, what did you do with this, that, etc., that kind of stuff. And what was interesting to me, and I'm watching this, like, silently, because I can't hear them because they're, like, all the way over there, I'm all the way up here. And I see that a lot of people are actually gathered there. Like, half the class is there. And a lot of people who don't, like, usually, like, chat with each other on top of that, we are transcending, like, social groups and stuff. And then I notice that a few of them, they see the head of the department, the head of the computer science and physics department is there, like passing through the quad, and they flag him down. I see that they flag him down. And so then I'm like,
what's going on over there? And I'm, like, leaning into the window. I'm, like, trying to, like, figure out what's happening.
So, a few minutes later, some of the people from that class get to the Calculus 2 room that I'm in. And I'm like, so, how was that exam, guys? Because I got to, skip it because, family matters and all that. And so here's what happened. Turns out that during the exam, it was so bad, like, the exam itself was so bad that the students, like, all 20 students or so collectively just stopped taking the exam and told the professor, holy shit, what the hell is this? what is this class? What are we doing? This is ridiculous, sir. Like, how do you expect us to pass this? And from that, this dude, the professor, like, went off, apparently. Like, he went the fuck off on these guys. And it just, like, turned into this whole thing where he was, like, chewing them out. He was like, my students over at this other college, they know what this is. They understand this shit. Like, what the fuck? And it's like... You know the students he was talking about? Do you know these other students, these vague other students he was talking about? Those were grad students. Like, grad students. We're undergrads. We're shit-ass kids, right? I mean, I'm not a shit-ass kid by age, but I am by merit at the age of 24 and still being in it, whatever. Complicated. I'm a shit-ass kid regardless. And, like, everyone was just like, all right, fuck this. Some people, like, still tried, like, taking it or whatever, but everyone just kind of, like, was all right, whatever. So, oh my god, and I was like, holy shit. And I had, like, just been talking to the professor, like, through email, sort of, like, discussing how I'm going to be taking the exam or whatever. And, shortly, like, during the class, like, this is one of those classes where maybe about, like, a fifth or a sixth of the people in this Calculus 2 class were people who were in the computer statistics class. So what kind of ended up happening that day was shit just got, like, a little bit derailed. And the professor was kind of seeming to be a little bit okay with what was happening. So, like, whatever. It was not during, like, times where lecture was happening. So who cares? But, like, everyone was, like, talking about it. And then I get an email from the professor, right? The statistics guy, the asshole. And it just says, like...
Yeah, don't worry about taking that exam. It's okay, whatever.
And don't worry about the assignment either. And I'm like... So I'm like looking at my phone and I'm like, hey, guys, I'm gonna be the canary in the coal mine here. The professor just told me I don't have to do the exam or the assignment. And everyone's like, oh, no, okay, something's happening. So the next day rolls around and turns out the professor had a good talking to by a lot of, like, the head of the department and, like, one of the other professors, our good old boy, the computer science professor that we like, our good workhorse professor. And there was, oh right, I can turn the task in. So there was another professor sitting in, I think that the head of the department, when we arrived in class, the head of the department was there in the classroom sitting in for, like, an observation, right? Because clearly shit is happening at this point. So as a responsible, you know, academic department does, they send a dude in and they're like, look at it. And it was the head because it was that important. So now we have this class, and apparently what the professor is, like, now being told to do is you need to actually teach this class. Actually teach it. So what occurs is perhaps one of the surrealist and strangest fucking sessions I've ever had of any class in my whole life. And I will not be able to properly communicate what this was like. I don't think I have the words for it, really. But it was a man... Think about this. All right, I will just describe it in vaguer terms, just to try to, like, communicate what's happening without describing them, without getting caught up too much in the details. So this is a class where we are all in a room with a professor, who was just the previous day chewing everyone the fuck out for being, like, terrible, while the students were, you know, having their voices be heard and being like, you're terrible, actually. And then his boss, the head of the department, is observing the class, and clearly this guy is not the good, like, the bad guy is not the kind of person who is going to be taking this very gracefully, but he understands that he is in a professional situation and he needs to like at least try, right? So he gives us he starts his lecture for the day, and this amounts to one of the most like basic like freshman high school level sort of takes on statistics and shit that I've ever fucking sat through. And that's not like necessarily a bad thing, but when we're like 2/3 of the way through the semester and this guy like looks like he's being held at gunpoint and is laughing in the face of death while he's fucking professing this stuff, man, that's a fucking mood. Like, holy shit, what is going on right now? And oh my god, like so it was very strange, right? Because suddenly this goes from the hardest class I've ever taken in my goddamn life to, oh, this is like, what the fuck is this? All right, okay. And his tone, the professor's tone is, again, this is another element that's hard to really communicate, but he seemed like he was angry in that, like, I'm gonna be a smiling asshole about it kind of way, right? Like, he's like, it's begrudging. His compliance is begrudging. It's strange. It was very, very strange. So, yeah, it's fucked. It was so fucked. So the next day, class ends. The next day, because this was a 1 hour class, so it met like 3 or 4 times a week in like a row, like Monday to Thursday. So the next day rolls around. We come into class. Classroom is empty. No one's there, right? Not that weird. Professors are late. Who cares? So, we're sitting there, and just like a minute or two after class is like supposed to start, like maybe like 5 minutes after class is supposed to start, a familiar face walks in. It's good guy Professor. Professor A, I'll call him. The guy I said is the good workhorse dude. He walks in, and he's just kind of like there. He's got his like bag, and everyone immediately understands what happened. And they're like, Professor A, hey, how you doing? So what happened was the asshole got fired, and now Professor A has to take on a 5th course this semester and try to teach an entire semester's worth of material in like the space of like 1/3 of a full semester. Yeah. So that was fucking weird. Yeah, he got fucking fired. It was amazing. Like, I've had terrible professors before. Professors we've like reported. Like, my trigonometry professor, I didn't like talk about this because the class was like, who cares? Because the material wasn't that bad. But my trigonometry professor, she was terrible too. Like, she was like really unhelpful and everything, and was kind of an ass, and like had contempt for people who, you know, like weren't privileged enough to like take to math very easily. But like, she didn't get fired. She's still working. But like, this dude, we got rid of him. Now, in the fallout of this, in the fallout of all this nonsense, a few interesting background details started to pop up about what was happening. Things that like we didn't really understand at the time, and because we just weren't privy to it. So one of our you know, fellow students was called in to one of the, you know, offices at the computer science department one day, and she was called there because they had found a review of the computer science department, because you know how you can like review colleges and stuff on like certain websites. They had found a review written in her name. She had wrote a review apparently that was very harshly like lambasting the computer science department. And they were like, hey, I don't like, first of all, it's kind of weird that you would call on a student because you saw them write a bad review, but that's another discussion. That's a whole other different discussion. We're not talking about that. So I guess it must have been like really vile or whatever. And apparently, like, 1 or 2 other students were also called in for the same thing. So, the weird thing was, these students all claimed to not have anything to do with these reviews whatsoever. Nothing to do with these reviews whatsoever. So, weird, right? And this is something that the students were told to, like, hey, don't go talking about this, okay? Anyway, I know about it, so clearly people gossiped. Actually, I talked to one of the people who was one of the students who was involved with this. Yeah. Not necessarily to himself, but to the department itself and everybody else in it. Yeah, so it turns out, and they traced this, they literally, cause it's the fucking computer science department, motherfucker. They literally traced this shit back to his computer in his office. Because they went to, like, OIT, and they were like, hey, who's using this website? Can you, like, just tell us who's logging into this at this time to post these things? Yeah, he did it on campus. On campus. And apparently, yeah, motherfucker, like, was like, apparently he was like, all right, I'm just gonna fuck with these guys. Like, I'm getting fired. Fuck these people. Like, that, like, that was his mentality. It was the disgruntled worker kind of thing, you know? Yeah. I don't think he gave himself bad reviews. He didn't give himself bad reviews, but he gave the department he was a part of bad reviews. He was trying to, like, bring everybody else down with him or something. I don't know. I can't really speak to his motivations. I need to turn my light on because the sun is no longer in the sky in which it is pointing through my window. Yeah. So apparently that was, like, one of the main reasons he got fired. Like, being a crazy asshole to your students is one thing, I guess, but when you try to, like, hurt the marketability of the college you're working for, that's what they actually care about. So that's what got him fired. Oh shit, that's a good ratio. Yeah, it's funniest fucking shit. Like, I can still claim that we got him fired, because we did get him fired ultimately. But, like, he got himself fired. He got himself so fired. Thank you for the follow. Yeah, it was the last straw. It was, like, on top of everything else, they're like, holy shit. Like, what the hell is going on? That's the funniest story. And, like, of course, the best part was, all of the grades. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, I can't, like, the thing we don't know about, the one thing we really don't know about is what the interpersonal relationships were like inside the department at this time. Like, we don't know what he was like around the other professors. Like, truly, we just don't. Like, he was probably not a very good person, right? Like, he was like a weird asshole. So that, you know, that much I can assume, but beyond that, who knows? Man. Like, yeah. And of course, he was able to be fired that easily because he wasn't like a full-time professor with tenure or anything. So, you know. Bada bing, bada boom. You're gone, kid. I'm glad that is the most extreme thing that has ever happened to one of my classes before. And I'm happy to say nothing else has been worse than that. Like, I need to go to a district with an invasion. Population 1. Yeah. Like, clearly this is one of those, like, weird things. Weird fucking exceptions that, like, normally should never come up. Never. It was a fucking university. It was a big name New Jersey university, which I will withhold the name of for the sake of my privacy. Yeah, it's fucked. Oh my god, the computer science department's kind of a mess still. Yeah. Because I was you're not gonna dox yourself. Come on, dox yourself, idiot. Because I was in community college for a while. Like, I started out at, like, a, you know, this same university we're talking about, but after I had to, like, drop out for a while, I did start up at a community college for a bit when I was, like, in between living spaces. And, like, the community college was nice. I had like one of the nicest English professors I've ever had there. You know, like my experience, my general experience with community colleges are, it's nice. You know, they just have some of the budget problems because, you know, capitalism, I guess. It's, oh man. Hey, Toontown Rewritten guys, can I make a feature request? I want strafe keys, please. Yeah. Like, I'm someone where I'm going to be finishing my undergraduate degree eventually at the same, like, university. But if I could, like, make better decisions, I probably would have stuck with a community college and just didn't, like, not bother with anything else, honestly. Like, it's so much money, and, like, it's not worth it. Like, it's like, oh, well, people care about where your degree comes from. Like, fuck it. Fuck you. I get that's a bad mentality to have, I know, because money doesn't care. Money doesn't care how you feel. But, like, I'm sure, like it's one of those things where, like, oh, if you want, like, a pedigree CEO job, yeah, they give a shit about where your college comes from. But at that point, they're not checking where your college came from. They're checking your fucking birth certificate to see who your parents are, right? Yeah, it's all really about experience. Like, I know someone who, they're in, like, IT right now, like, for a big, they run, like, IT support for, like, a big fucking company, and, like,
they're not certified. They just, like, know how to do this shit.
They're just like, yeah, I know how this stuff works, here you go. And they, like, demonstrated that they could, and they're fine. But, like, it's fucked. I don't like it. I'm dissatisfied, but what are you gonna do? I have some. Thank you for the follow. Yeah, college is such a scam. Yeah. College is a scam, but I'm too invested at this point. And I'm privileged. I'm in a privileged position where I'm not the person who is fully funding my education. I have some family members who are, like, you know, hooking me up. You know, acknowledge the privilege, right? But it's, yeah, it sucks. I'm fucking gonna be dealing with student debt regardless, though. Yeah, tests. Yeah, that's the whole problem with the education stuff, is it's all about, like, being a test taker. Which doesn't translate very well at all, unless your job is to take tests, you know? Like, unless you want to work at Aperture Science, like, good luck translating test taking skills, man. It sucks. Like, the fucked thing is, like, even through all of my, like, good professors and my good experiences with university and, you know, education itself, all of the most, like, oh god, Elon Musk. Don't get me started on that guy. Speaking of... whatever. Fucking Christ, that guy. No. I love fun. Oh, sorry. Nightbot hit you. Can I undo that? How do I undo that? It's only 5 seconds. You're fine. Sorry about that. Nightbot picked that one up, unfortunately. Yeah, Tesla's the whole thing. It's like, ugh. Because Elon Musk is... He is not, like, a scientist or engineer or anything. He is the heir to an apartheid emerald fortune who started a business with his father's money. And that's him. I don't know. Dang. Yeah, I need to... Yeah. Oh, fuck. Sorry, the caps too. Sorry, Nightbot. Nightbot is gonna be like that. I had to turn Nightbot back on because caps and spam was becoming a problem a little while back. So Nightbot's gonna be all, yeah. Like, I wish, here's the thing about Nightbot. I need to figure out how to make it send warnings instead of straight up timeouts. I would rather Nightbot just be like,
hey, stop that. Stop that. Hey, stop. Hey, stop that. Hey, stop that. Stop that.
I would rather just like tell you to knock it off instead of just straight up timing you out. I think there's a way to do that. Maybe I can use a different bot, but I need to figure that out. Stream stuff has still got a long way to go. I'm always like messing with something relating to the stream and its function and its health, yada 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 yada. It's a whole thing. But hey, streams have been doing really well. I say this every day at this point. And I'm glad that I get to say this every day this week. But streams have been doing very well lately, which I'm very happy with. Like I hide my viewer number when I'm streaming, but I took a peek. That raid from before, thank you again. That's got, you know, I like that people are here. What's more important to me is the chat, but I do like that people enjoy watching regardless. You don't have to participate to like, but you know, I don't want to imply that you have to participate for me to like enjoy your presence in the stream, and I also want to show my appreciation for people. I want to show my appreciation for people who are participating in the chat, because that is one of the joys of streaming for me, is having pleasant interactions. Yeah. Good chatters, it makes for a lot of good streams. I think some of my best streams have good sort of audience interactivity in terms of conversation and stuff. And the problem with being a single digit streamer is you usually don't have that, right? Because like, shit, man, when I watch, and it's not like a thing of entitlement, right? Where it's like, oh, I want people to watch my stream because I'm cool. Because like, if I ask myself, would I watch my streams? A lot of the times the answer is, I do. Yeah, there is a double digit right now. I did peek. I try not to talk about that too much, but it is there. I don't want to turn people off by making it sound like I'm chasing numbers, because honestly, I'm not. Because, I don't know. I mean, I am. Everybody loves the numbers. I like making numbers go up. Of course I do. But I like to say that I don't, because that makes me sound cool. Oh, man. Also, I don't like getting if I cared about the numbers too much, then I would be so upset, man. Oh yeah, like a nice good viewer count feels good, and it's nice to feel good about it. Man, gotta love bandwidth. I guess, yeah. But like, oh my god, if I cared a lot about my numbers being healthy and going up all the time, then I probably would have stopped streaming like months ago. Because like, especially when you're starting from absolutely nothing. Like, I don't have a social media presence outside of this, right? And the one thing you need to actually be successful with streaming is you need to like already be in some way successful on another platform usually, because you don't really have discoverability here. I say that, and yet you people are here. Hi, how you doing? Thank you for finding me, I guess, through whatever means you did. I don't know. It's weird. Like, sometimes I think about playing the social media game a bit, but like, if I started doing that, then I would have to start caring about the numbers more. And if I cared about the numbers more, then my enjoyment of the stream would start to hinge on how good the numbers are doing, and I don't want to commit myself to that. Because that doesn't feel good. I want to have fun, and I want to make cool streams happen. The one thing I do feel about when it comes to streams, if I had to say like one thing, is I really wish I could devote more time and energy to the streams themselves, and setting up interesting streams with cool stuff going on, you know? Like, I want, in a perfect world, I would be able to like make maybe every 5th stream, 1 stream a week, 1 stream every other week, where it would be like a whole production and I'd have a whole thing going on, some kind of gimmick, I guess you would say. I don't know. I have ideas for streams that I think are cool, and there's a few things I want to try out in the nearer future, but... Oh, totally! Chill streams are fine. Like, some people... Okay. Some streamers, like to do those high energy streams, like a lot. Like, a lot, right? And the problem is, they can't stream all the time because there becomes this expectation that every stream they do has to be, like, a real cool thing that everyone's like, oh shit, what? And they don't do as many like chill streams. But the thing is, like, people will like the chill streams regardless. And some of them, like, a lot of them will like figure that out and they get that. They're like, oh yeah, totally, I understand that. And they bada bing. You get some chill streams now and then, but I don't know. Because there's definitely like, if you're worried about cultivating an audience, I can definitely see going between chill and production streams can be kind of like not great, because some people are going to tune in for one and not the other. But who cares? But one of the ideas I had, here's the problem. Some of the fucking ideas I had for stream stuff, I like would retroactively find out that someone literally did the exact same thing, and it would just seem like I'm copying them, because at this point, like, oh, I'm a fan of that streamer now. Like, I had this idea to play Toontown Rewritten in VR, like in VR desktop mode, where I would be in VR and Toontown would be there, and then I would have like other weird bullshit going on. And it turns out, Wayne Radio TV literally did that, like a year ago, like over like like almost like 2 years ago. And when I found that out, I was like, God fucking damn it! Ah, now I need to make it stupider if I have to do it. It has to be even more distinct. Ah. Yeah, it would be cool. I'm probably gonna like do something like I want to do it regardless, because I think it's fun. I think that's a fun idea. Yeah. I had a few weird little... So the thing is, if I just do like, haha, I'm in VR desktop mode, and that's it, then that's kind of, that's lame. That's just like, who cares? I might as well just be just playing Toontown with... Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Just because someone else does something doesn't mean I'm not allowed to do it. Yeah. Certainly there is that anxiety around that, where I don't want to be seen as someone who just sees an idea and does it. But like, honestly, I am that person where I'm like, oh, that's cool, I want to do that. But sometimes I have original ideas and I want to like make them feel like they're my own original ideas. But people are obsessed with originality. I'm sure you're all aware of that enough, where there's a lot of people, most people's default state is like, originality is very important. A derivativeness is bad, but yeah. Derivativeness is bad, but like everything's derivative. Like literally everything, you know? That's why we have like tropes and cliches and stuff. It's just like how we communicate ideas. And... Okay, I'm getting too big picture. Dial it back, dial it back, dial it back. Dial it back. One of my ideas, and I guess I'm fine with talking about this because by the time I end up actually doing it, it'll be long enough that the people watching will either have forgotten or not been here for this conversation. I want to do a thing where it's just going to be like an overstimulation thing, where I'll be playing Toontown, but I also have like 20 other windows open, and I'm also playing like a bunch of other weird shit at the same time, and it'll be like a spinning plates kind of thing, where I have to like perform a bunch of different actions all at once. And it's in VR, so you'll be able to see me like like darting my head around, like actually physically looking at stuff. I think that could work. Yeah, that's what I was going for. Stress dream. That's what I was going for. Yeah. The one of the weird ish, I would have to figure out software wise how I would make that happen. I could probably create some like virtual like desktops or something. Because the other way I would think to do it, I guess you make fake displays, but the way I was thinking of doing initially, and this is not something I want to rely on because it's it's an unreliable piece of software, but I was considering using OBR Toolkit, which is a VR overlay thing that you'll see a lot of people who use it for their like stream chat and stuff, and I use that too for various things. You know, not even when I'm not streaming, I have it on. But the problem is OBR Toolkit has this funny little quirky thing where it'll just like delete all your windows sometimes. So if you're doing a stream, something like of this idea, you would have to have everything set up beforehand, because you're not gonna set that shit up during the stream. Like you want it to be, you don't want it to be dumb and boring, right? Seeing some idiot in VR setting up Windows for 3 hours is, who cares? So I can't reasonably set that stuff up beforehand and then rely on it working when I start the stream up. And I've had a few instances where I've set something up for the stream and then it just didn't work, and I had to like spend a few minutes like hitting it until it worked. Like I know my first session of Jak and Daxter, the Precursor Legacy, earlier this month, I set up my controller and I set up the funny VTuber avatar that I use sometimes. Oh god. Having more than 10 tabs open is going to be what the Toontown stream will be like, essentially. But oh my god, what was I saying? I was saying something. Is this new music? Or have I just had this game? I played this game so much with the sound off, I don't know. I think this is new music. Doesn't sound very familiar. Maybe I just never heard this much of it. And maybe I just have never heard this much of it. Right, so I set up the controller, and Windows has some fucky wuckies with DualShock 4 controllers, which is what I was using. And I had everything set up prior to the stream because I wanted to make sure that everything worked. Because I knew that Windows 10 doesn't like the DualShock 4, and if I'm not running this stuff through Steam, then it's probably gonna panic and like stop working at some point for any number of reasons. So I made sure I set it up, and I turned it off, and I turned it back on, and like I did all these setup preparation things where I made sure the woodwind parts give you probably the Kingdom Hearts vibes, if I had to take a guess. Kingdom Hearts in like Clock Town or Junction Town, whatever the hell that's called, and like Kingdom Hearts 1 or whatever, and a few other places. They've got a lot of like oboes and flutes and stuff. Bassy wind instruments, things like that. God damn, where's my attention today? I'm having too much fun. Right, yeah. Controller broke. Hey, Troyer, what's up? Welcome to stream. No, it's fine. This is the process. This is what we're here for. This is what we're here for. We're here to microwave my brain until it stops working. Or you could save up enough beans and replace my microwaved brain with 10,000 jelly beans. Which, by the way, is a channel reward that doesn't actually do anything, just in case you're wondering. So don't expect that to do anything. One day I want the channel point rewards to do stuff. I have some of the software needed to make that work sitting around. I just haven't set it up. Yeah, I don't have any like attention issues myself, but I guess when it comes to just sort of talking like this, it's very easy, because it's like any kind of conversation where the subject can change and shift, and one little thought can completely change the course of the conversation entirely. And the next thing you know, who the hell knows what's happening, so on and so forth, yada yada. It be like that sometime. It be like that sometimes. God, we're barely training this shit up at all. This is probably the best way to like grind though, because I'm not paying attention to what's happening, so I'm not like aware of how much time we're spending just like running back and forth and hitting dudes with sticks. This is what I like. Okay, so I've talked about this a few times on stream, but one of my I'm glad you guys have been enjoying the stream. Yeah. We've been live for exactly 1 hour, 41 minutes, and 7 seconds. On my end, at least. So, like, one of my things I want to do, right? One of my sort of long-term ambitions right now, something that's still in its infancy in terms of, like, planning, is I want to make my own game, and I want it to be a casual MMO in the style of Toontown, but it's crossed with like a TCG and a deck builder where like cards are a big thing, right? And over the past few months, I have been writing up a little document every now and then, and I have a lot of ideas, and it's kind of, I'm at the stage where fuck you. Fuck you. Get out of here. Hey, thanks. Thanks for tuning in. I'm glad you guys enjoyed listening. Even though I am not the I am not, oh, fucking, trading card games, so like Magic the Gathering, Pokemon cards, Hearthstone, that kind of thing. And I'm saying TCG games and deck builders as separate things, because deck builders are more Slay the Spire, Monster Train, and I could probably name a paper one. Maybe Settlers of Catan is one of those. I don't really know, actually. Gwent and Witcher is fun, yeah. Gwent's the TCG. So a deck builder is like a TCG, but as the game progresses, you build your deck. So it's kind of like how in TCGs there are these things called drafts you can do, and I think in actual physical TCGs that usually amounts to opening up like booster packs. Like you have like one of those big, like Solar Hearts, kind of like almost like that. Some of them are like that. Some of the Hearthstone adventures are actually deck builders. Some of the recent ones that I don't think they charge money for anymore, those are deck builders. And yeah, so what happens is you start out with like a really basic set of cards, and over the course of your game, you will be presented with new cards that you can add to your deck. It's the same fucking Invasion too, by the way. Like, I didn't realize if it was or not, but it is. I'm playing Toontown, I shouldn't say the F word. Might be kids watching. This is a kid's game. Watch your mouth. Got my green hands. Whatever, I'm pretty sure this stream is labeled as 18 plus anyway. Or maybe it's not. That might get reset. I don't know. Or maybe that might not even be a thing. Anyway. Yeah, so you draft cards. You can choose cards to add to your deck. And over the course of the game, you start with nothing, and then you eventually build into a specialized and... Yes, most of them are, certainly. But there's definitely, like, there are some kids who are actually playing this. It's hard to tell, but there totally are. There's some kids who are streaming this too. Like, ugh. Don't tell Twitch that. I like random chance. It's great. I hate how this happens. Anyway, so yeah, you build a deck. You streamline the deck by removing cards from it. It's all about like crafting a deck, making the best of what you have through random chance, that kind of thing. And I like them. They're a lot of fun. They're really addictive. I could play deck builders all day. In fact, I played the demo of a new deck builder called Fights in Tight Spaces yesterday, and you can check that out over on the VOD channel or on the Twitch page right now, but it'll be on the YouTube VOD channel sometime today. Might even be up right now. I don't know. They're set to go up 24 hours after the stream happens, because that's my contract with Twitch. Plug. God. Man, if only I wasn't allergic to cameras, because I gesture a lot. I should get my, I need to get a USB cord extender for my camera, and I could probably get a VTuber avatar setup that tracks hands. I know there's some stuff like that out there now. We'll see how well that works. That would look really weird, because I'm always like, this is the sound of me gesturing. You can't hear it, but I'm gesturing. I'm always gesturing, which really sucks, because I just end up tiring myself out. Yeah, I love watching VODs. Women be gesturing. You'd think I was Italian. I'm Irish, though. I guess. I'm one of those, like, 5th generation types. Anyway. So my sort of thing I want to do, right? The sort of thing I want to do, and why I'm like deck builder plus Toontown of all things, is, for one, I really like the casual, low stakes, but high investment nature of Toontown as a game, right? Like, this grinding is bullshit. Let's be real, guys. This grinding is bullshit and I hate it, but it's also, it is one of the reasons why I feel invested in this game, is you're constantly like adding to and building up to a character that takes all this time to like invest in. But what I want to do is make a game where you can kind of get that feeling without it requiring that effort to really get there, right? And I think having like a TCG game where you're progressing and you're gaining new cards and stuff like that, and you can build your decks, can kind of like work with that. Because then this combat system, I don't like the Toontown combat system. I interact with it a lot, and I like it. So the Toontown is a bit of a grind. Okay, Toontown is a grind. It is much more of a grind if you are playing solo. If you are playing solo, it is a significantly more intense grind than it normally would be. Yeah, I wish I could disagree with that. I wish I could disagree. You know what? Is this gonna be a double? Fucking hell. I want to say no, right? Like, I want to say, well, no, they don't have to be like that. And you know what? I believe they don't have to be. I believe MMOs do not have to be grindy, inherently. Fucking hell. I should just run. I don't want to deal with this. Yeah, I'm running. The problem is, right, like, you have, okay, and these are some of the problems I'm confronting when I'm trying to like theory craft and create like a concept for this game I'm trying to make, where I am trying to figure out, how do you keep players invested in a game without making it predatory? And when I say predatory, there's a few obvious things that probably come to mind, right? You have your monetary stuff, where you got your gambling, you know, your microtransactions, your Fortnite stores, that kind of stuff. That kind of predatory monetary stuff, right? But that's not all. You also have your predatory time investment stuff, where it's not hurting your wallet, but it is consuming your time. Some MMOs do have autoplay stuff. Like how would I describe this? I guess like some games are made so that the player feels invested and therefore must keep playing, not necessarily to keep playing because they enjoy the gameplay itself, right? Like, yeah, World of Warcraft, it is a subscription thing, though. It is a subscription thing, though. It is a subscription. I'm not a big fan of subscription-based models. I mean, like, I can see how a subscription-based model could help alleviate some of the issues that come with monetizing a game, because the reason a lot of the stuff gets predatory is because the publishers, not the developers, by the way, fucking rarely, if ever, do developers want to put, like, money bullshit in their games, right? It's the companies who are publishing and funding the game say, we want more money. Make us all the money in the world. We don't want to just turn a profit and feed our families. We want to fucking take candy from the babies. And we want to shit on their faces in Minecraft's non-actionable. So, like, you have these, like, awful money schemes in these games, and they're terrible. But yeah. Oh, yeah, you can buy stuff. Thank you for the follow. Hey. That user already followed me earlier this stream. Are you a bot? Or are you just a really indecisive viewer? In which case, that's okay. Oh god, yeah, there was like I have never really played WoW, like seriously. I played a little bit of WoW way back when. I couldn't even tell you what expansion it was where I had played WoW, but it would have been like the late 2000s or something. Mid-late 2000s. But it was very brief. I don't know, because the ultimate problem is, yes, you can avoid predatory monetization because if you are like an independent developer, you can say no to corporate nonsense and you don't have to make all the money in the world. You can choose to just make enough money to support yourself and, you know, the people who rely on you for support, you know, as well as your development team and all that stuff. But I don't know, like, it then becomes like, I guess, like, for me, the best thing, I think the best option would be to have an upfront charge, just straight up, like, this game costs $40 or whatever. And then from there, you have, you have like big, like, not like a small, like, fuck you, pay $10 every 3 weeks to play more content kind of thing, like a little, like, DLCs or whatever, but have like actual proper fully fledged expansions. Maybe I'm a little iffy on that still, because you run the risk of dividing the player base by doing that, and not in the way that, like, oh, some players are over in the expansion area and others aren't, but in the sense that you are subtracting from your player base, because now the content that everyone should be playing is the content you have to pay more for, and I don't like that. I think in a perfect world, it would just be an upfront fee for my game and then nothing else. In a perfect world. I think that's what I would want it to be. Of course, the question becomes, how do you, if you want to continue, because if it's a multiplayer game, the multiplayer game's value relies on people playing it. So if I'm looking for a new game to play, a new MMO or whatever, that requires multiple people to play, I want to play a game that has people playing it. So, what happens when players, your core player base, experiences all of the content available in your game. Well, they're probably going to stop playing, right? Like, assume they've made all the characters they could make, they've explored all the facets of the game, whatever, they're done. They finished it 100%. Or at least they finished most of it, as most players, like, will. And they'll just be like, there's nothing more for me to do, I don't care, I'm going to stop. I might die again. Not again, I haven't died yet, but... These mover and shakers deal a lot of damage. Yeah, you could have something like that. That is an option. Some kind of incentive for older players to help newer players. And I think some games do a little bit of that. Toontown tries to do that. Toontown Rewritten specifically. I don't know about Disney's version of it, because I never really got to endgame there. And also I was a stupid shit idiot baby who couldn't remember anything anyway. Because this was like in 2005 or something. Anyway. But, like, yeah, Toontown does have these, like, tasks for endgame characters, and it's like, go help a toon under X amount of laugh, do Y amount of things. And I think that's a way to do that. But you need to be able to give them adequate rewards, right? So, how do you do that, right? Like, that's the problem. That is the key problem, is rewards. Because players will play certain games because there is an intrinsic value. Oh yeah, refer a friend stuff. You could totally do that. But yeah, that would incentivize people to like get their friends to play, and then for them to help their friends play. Yeah. And you could certainly have something like that. But like, what happens when your friends are high level? Like, I had a thought thread. Where'd it go? Grasping at it. I don't know. It's a whole thing. I guess like, and part of that is, oh right, extrinsic and intrinsic rewards. So extrinsic rewards are when you play a game, you complete an objective, and the game goes, good job, champion, here's a cool sword. And they give you a cool sword and it shoots laser beams and you can show it off in the trading hub, and everyone goes, oh my god, they have the cool laser sword. They're such a cool person. I wish I was that cool. Intrinsic rewards. Oh yeah, game design is so cool. Intrinsic rewards are when a player does something and they don't receive a cool sword. They receive nothing. If anything, they receive, their reward is more content like that at a higher level of play, more difficult content of a similar nature. So, the problem with that is that kind of reward structure, either or, really, both those two reward structures only work for certain kinds of players, you know? Some people fit into both camps, some only one or the other. Like, I think an interesting example of, like, an intrinsic reward versus extrinsic reward sort of structure is in Hollow Knight, actually. Hollow Knight is an interesting game because it has certain things you can do, certain endgame challenges that are like the hardest content in the whole game, right? And when you beat it, you don't really get anything for it. You just get the ability to say, I did it, right? Oh yeah, Celeste does that. You get like a cool little, hey, look, you did it, but that's it. It's just like, you did it. Congratulations, kid. And they straight up tell you that they're not going to give anything to you for doing it. Yeah. I like how Celeste does that. I enjoy a lot of how sort of Celeste is structured. I haven't finished Celeste. I've played like the first 2 or 3 worlds or whatever, but I like how that's structured, and also Celeste ties that back into its sort of like narrative threads and stuff, which I think is cool. The themes rather of taking on big insurmountable challenges one step at a time, in sort of little pieces, and like kind of. Celeste has some issues I know about with like weird little things it does and then just drops, but the general theming of it I think is very solid. I should play Celeste. Maybe I'll restart Celeste and do that on stream someday. Anyway. So like some players take issue with Hollow Knight as like a Metroidvania because the highest level gameplay doesn't reward you with the highest level rewards, right? Yeah, Yeah. And there are, and in fact, I'm of the opinion that the extrinsic rewards that Hollow Knight rewards the player with for doing a lot of its like later content actually hinders my enjoyment of the game, because like the nail upgrades, for instance, I think some of the late game nail upgrades are too powerful in Hollow Knight, right? So when I complete the content that rewards me with a stronger nail in Hollow Knight, for me, I don't want to take that, so I don't. Like, that extrinsic reward doesn't work for me. You're making the game easier because I did something that was hard. But I did something that was hard. Now I want to do something that's harder than that. So for me, who is in Hollow Knight, someone who is intrinsically motivated, saying I can get the game to be easier, that's actually a negative. So I want, like, I beat the White Palace. I want the Path of Pain, right? I beat, you know, the Colosseum challenges. I want the Trial of the Fool. I beat every boss in the game. I want God Home or whatever it was called, right? And those things, they don't really give you, I mean, like, you get some cutscenes, like Path of Pain gives you a cutscene for like some weird lore shit. Same thing with like God Home and stuff, but other than that, like, you don't get like God mode, you know, like you don't get like turn invincible and shoot mega beams or whatever. Which is like, I like that because it understands that this is the content players like this is what our game is good with, and we're just going to give players as much as that as we possibly can. And I think that's cool. But that reward system doesn't work for some people. I know there's a few people I've talked to and a few people I've seen online who think who are of the opinion that Hollow Knight is really underwhelming. And like I'm of the opinion that Hollow Knight is one of my favorite games. But I totally understand, right? Like, I think it's Neryl, who he's the guy who's like working on that Majora's Mask like texture remaster thing. He's got a great YouTube channel where he talks about like different shit. And he did like he did like a series of like Metroidvania like roundups. And it was interesting to hear him like really not, I think it's probably him that I'm thinking of, but it was really interesting hearing him not enjoy Hollow Knight at all, or not at all. I'm mischaracterizing him a little bit. I think he was like, oh, it's good, but I don't really like it that much, or something like that. Like, I'm not saying he hated it or whatever, you know, go find the video, I guess. I don't know, but it was interesting to see someone who was like, oh, I like all of this stuff that these other Metroidvania games do. Hollow Knight does the same things, but it feels like there's no reason for me to do them, right? I don't know. And I think a sort of theoretically perfect game, I guess, would reward both of those things. Now, like, here's an example. Let's talk about a literally perfect game. A literally perfect game, the only one I could think of, is a little puzzle game called Tetris. So Tetris has both, like all games have both extrinsic and intrinsic rewards to some extent, right? Tetris has these as well. It has extrinsic reward, and it has me sneezing. Did I mute in time? It looked like I didn't mute in time, but OBS said I was muted, but then the meter was still moving. I don't know what that was about. Sorry about that, if you heard it. Yeah, Tetris. Okay, cool, thanks. So Tetris. That was a really nasty sneeze too. I'm glad I muted for that one. Tetris has line clearing, where you just get like a little ding, and it goes woo, and you get points for clearing lines, and you get to play the game for longer, you get to survive. That's your objective. So that I would classify as an extrinsic reward, where the game says, congratulations, you did it. here's your reward. We're going to remove this, give you points, and the game continues. Whereas an intrinsic reward for Tetris would be not just getting good at surviving, not just getting good at surviving the game and being able to did the invasion end? I'm not paying attention. Not just being able to survive, but being able to do stuff like T-spins and setups and wacky, crazy bullshit, right? That like high-level Tetris play, where you can just do the silliest nonsense you can think of, like draw the Mona Lisa and Tetranominos and then line clear the whole thing in 5 seconds. You have your typical accomplishments that the game allows you to have that most people can access. Like, everyone can play Tetris. Like, everyone can play Tetris with an accessibility controller. Literally everyone can play Tetris. You could probably play Tetris with just sound, I imagine. There's probably an experimental game out there that does that. It's one of the most accessible games ever. Probably. Don't quote me on that, because that might actually be true. Accessibility is a whole other discussion I'm very interested in. Because accessibility in video games is important and is not valued as much as it should be. But we are getting some games that like do that very well. That's not the thing I'm talking about, though. We're talking about reward structures. So, to me, I can identify Tetris's sort of intrinsic rewards as being like a skill curve. It's a skill curve, and a player is rewarded by being better at the game, and that allows them to enjoy the game at a higher level. So I think if you can design a game, and I guess this comes into the play with a lot of like multiplayer games, especially like Counter-Strike, stuff like that, where if you can be always improving at the game at like a steady pace, a reasonable way, then I think that's a really good game. Especially if there really isn't like an absolute ceiling to that skill. While also having it so that if you aren't good at the game, you can still enjoy it just as much as people at the high level. I think some games are like that kind of accidentally, so a lot of the times it's not very perfect. Like I don't know. I love TF2 to death, but it really doesn't like being made into a competitive game. Like I like playing TF2 at a high level. Playing Team Fortress 2 at a very high level is a lot of fun. It feels really good to get good at TF2. TF2 is one of my favorite games to get good at. Especially because of how movement works in that game. Don't get hit by a train. I didn't get hit by a train. Like rocket jumping, stuff like that. Oh my god, it feels so good to like master that kind of like mechanical shit. But even though TF2 is playable at like a high competitive level, it's always kind of had problems. Part of that is in certain items, you know, weapons and stuff like that, just being inherently like an issue and in need of rebalance, and like, okay, that happens. But sometimes it's like certain classes, like if you're talking about sixes, like 6v6 TF2, which is like, if you're thinking about competitive TF2, that's usually what you're thinking of, unless you're thinking of Highlander, which is 9v9, where everyone's playing one of each class, and that's a whole other thing. But 6v6, in 6v6, you have like a demo man, 2 soldiers, a demo man, 2 soldiers, a medic, and then like 2 scouts, and that's it, right? Like there's nothing else. No engineer, no heavy, sometimes you get a sniper, no spies, no nothing, right? No pyros. Rarely a pyro, maybe, I don't know. But like, I think if in a game that is so well sort of like put together and tuned for like casual play like that, if that stuff doesn't translate to competitive, I don't really know what you would do about that. And that's a question that, like, I don't know. I think the TF2 community is still trying to answer. And I think Highlander is an interesting answer to that, because in Highlander, everyone plays one of the 9 classes on each team. And I think that stuff's really cool because, like, every class gets to play. And you get to see, like, all facets of the game Team Fortress 2 in that case, which, I don't know. I'm not an authority on competitive TF2, but I have feelings about it. I have vibes. I have moods. I don't really know. Are we gonna be waiting in line for a while? Let's try to cut the line, because that's what everybody does. Oh, it's this person's in the thing. This is fun. This is what we played this game for. Aha! Ah, shit. I just like that. I like this guy. That's good shit. Anyway, you kids have fun. Hey, I'm done. I know exactly how many gags I need at all times, and I think everyone should too, because that makes that shit go by way faster. Okay. We'll go for like 30 more minutes, I think, for the stream. I don't want to drag this on for too long. Although we've only been going for like 2 hours, but we'll see. Because if I keep this pace up, I'm gonna like turn into a puddle eventually. Just slag. But yeah, I like video games. Can you tell? Yeah, can you tell I like video games and I like to talk about them? My dirty secret. Video games are cool. And I was talking about like all these big brain ideas and these super crazy intense video games. But I don't know. I want to like dial that way back. Way back. Let's talk about humble little Toontown. So Toontown has certain elements in it that it barely touches upon, right? But I think has so much potential. And this might not be I don't know if this is something like a lot of people recognize, but so you have your laugh meter, right? And your laugh meter is basically your level. And you can gain that level by progressing through the quests. I need a drink of water. My sinuses don't like me talking like this. Ah. But there are other things you can do in this game. Things you can do that reward laugh meter. One such thing, fishing. The other, kart racing. The other, golfing. And the other, gardening. I have a bunch of lilies for some reason. Isn't that cool? So that's just like whatever. Bonus levels from doing side activities. Okay. Well, I see potential in that. What if there were more than one route of progression in Toontown? Or in a game much like Toontown. So, at the time, right now, the way this game is, this here is your main way to interface with the gameplay. Right? This is the game. Everything other than this screen is superfluous, right? Like, or serves this screen. Like Cog disguises and the gallery and the training and the tasks all circle back around to serve this screen and the battle mechanic. So, what if you could, through the route of kart racing, or even, if we're being funny, golf, what if interacting with these systems could give you the same amount of progression as the combat itself? At that point, the combat becomes just one equal in size facet of the game alongside everything else. Everything else is elevated up to combat. Combat isn't brought down. Everything else is elevated up, given its own intricacies and systems, right? I guess think about it. I don't know. I'm not familiar with RuneScape, right? But think about this as these are all your combat skills that you can build into, right? But you also have other skills that have their own sets of stats. Like you can have a fishing route and a cart route. And at the moment, though, these are all really divided, right? Like fishing gets you money. That's important. You use that to get gags. That's good. You can use that to buy gardening stuff, which can also make you money. And then kart racing is the red-headed stepchild along with golf. But let's not think about that too much. So what I would want to do is have multiple systems, and I think this would be nice if there was multiple systems that fed into each other, but also ran in parallel. They were equals. So say you could just be a fisherman. You could progress through this game, this like little casual MMO, just doing the fishing stuff. And that is considered a valid playstyle, not like a weird meme challenge or anything, right? I think that'd be cool. So like, or you could just do like gardening and like home design stuff. If you want to fucking play Animal Crossing, do Animal Crossing shit, right? I think that'd be cool. And have its own reward systems. But you need to have these things stand on their own. So you need to elevate these systems to be complicated, worth investing in, not time gated. Looking at you, gardening. Don't be time gated. I don't want to have to wait days on end for stupid trees and flowers, okay? So that gardening would be like a whole home decor thing. But we're just using these examples. Wouldn't necessarily literally be gardening, but... So not only should these things stand on their own in this hypothetical game. I'm not saying Toontown should be like this, but not only should these things be able to stand on their own in this hypothetical, they should also feed back into each other. So skills and rewards you earn from fishing should be able to translate between the various like play styles, the play paths, I guess. Like say fishing could get you gear for the fighting, or it could get you like upgrades for the karting or whatever, that kind of thing. I think having a sort of casual, I'm peeking my mic a little, sorry. I think having a sort of casual experience that can maintain that sort of balance, I think that'd be amazing, right? Like, think of it like, at that point, it would kind of just become a social MMO, really. Like a fully social MMO, where a lot of the content is just sort of do it as you please. Almost like the game itself contains multiple different kinds of MMO inside of it, but care is taken to make sure that all of that stuff is still balanced together and is synergized together and like justifies itself, I guess, without being arbitrary. Observe Warframe. Warframe is a pseudo MMO, kind of think like, I guess like Destiny, if you're familiar with that, where there are many different things you can do, different sort of like gameplay paths, game modes, objective types, weird little systems, weird little side games, things like that. The problem with Warframe is it is a sea of isolated islands of content. So think like Toontown, but if fishing didn't even give you money or like laugh points for filling out the like scrapbook thing, right? Like that's Warframe's problem. Warframe, I think, is a good example of what you want to avoid if you're having all of these systems in a single game. And they've tried to unite the systems a lot, but Warframe is such a clusterfuck. I don't think they can really make it happen, honestly. Anyway. Good luck, DE. Good luck with Warframe. I don't know. I have a lot of big ideas, but making this stuff work is still... It's all theoretics. Theoretic bullshit. I talk a big game, you know? But can I make a big game? I gotta try that first. I still gotta, like... So for the card game stuff, what I have to do is I need to... I say I want it to be like a Toontown, and thank you for believing me. I say I want it to be like a Toontown sort of casual MMO thing. And really, that's just sort of like the framing of the card game that you play, right? Is that it's framed within this sort of MMO-y thing. What's important now, and what's practical to work on, if we're like, you know, we're acknowledging this is a real project, all that stuff, is the card game system itself. So what I need to do is design some kind of TCG / deck builder, still, you know, figuring that out for the most part, like how that's going to play out. And then making sure that those systems are solid, right? So I think what I should probably be doing is making a Slay the Spire type deck builder, you know, just straight up normal deck builder. There's no multiplayer elements to it or anything like that. Although I should leave the thing open for multiplayer elements, because I'm still not sure if I want the card battles to have multiplayer, like co-op stuff or not. They should. If we're justifying it being a multiplayer game, there should definitely be cooperative combat. Like, that's no fucking shit, guy. Like, of course it needs that. And I could see how I can make that work, actually. Like, I'm thinking about that right now, because the way I'm considering doing that is, hold on, I have example. Yesterday's stream, I can show you exactly what I'm thinking about. Exactly what I'm thinking of. Let's see, did that stream go live yet on the VOD channel? No, okay, I'll have to go to my private collection to find it. I have administrator privileges, and I can override all of YouTube's restrictions on watching this video, and none of you can. I'm so cool. Hold on. Log into the account for that channel, idiot. Hold on, where is it? Content. Yeah, so yesterday's stream of... You're gonna hear to me for half a second. No, you're not. That's right, bitch. You don't talk to me. Let me pull this out in a window so I can, like, show it. But, here it is. Let me check. Make sure that... Oh, God. What happened to that? I'm just trying to make a cool visual for you guys to look at, and it's freaking out. It's transparent for some reason. Why is it transparent? What? Why are you transparent? Why are you transparent? Stop that. You little freak. Okay. Sorry, you can't see what I'm doing. Anyway. Here it is. So, this game here is Fights in Tight Spaces, which is currently, you can see it, there it is. It's Fights in Tight Spaces, and this is a deck builder, much like Slay the Spire, and it uses a grid-based combat system. And I'm really into this idea, right? Like, this is one of the ideas I was throwing around, and then I saw this on Twitch, and I was like, holy shit. So I picked up the demo, and we played a bit of it yesterday. And I gotta say, I like dig when nothing's happening here because I'm deliberating the combat system or whatever. But the way it works is also, you might see yourself in here if you were here yesterday. It's like you have a grid, and then all enemies telegraph their attacks, and then on their turn they do their attacks, yada yada. It's cool stuff. And I think I can make a system like this work, where enemies are on a grid, because then all you have to do for a multiplayer thing is just plop another guy just here. Boom, there's two people. And you have to, like, communicate and collaborate on your attacks. That's the kind of thing I'm thinking of. So, Toontown, huh? All right. Let's mess up a few more suits. I don't want to go for the rank 9 guys because those will kick my ass. I do like the music here. It's nice. Toontown's no RuneScape, right, with its soundtrack, but it's pretty alright. Not bad. Oh god, my phone's going off. There's people having like a conversation about their Discord over there. Okay. I see you, level 7. Come here, asshole. I got your number. Is this your card? You know, one of these days, back on the topic of Toontown, one of these days, I need to show off my collection of Toontown cards and newsletters. Because I actually still have... Where is it? I think it's like around here that I can like touch it. But I have a binder that is full of all of the Toontown cards and newsletters, as I just said, from when I had a subscription to Toontown Online back in the day. What is it? Oh, there it is. I'm looking at it. It's like stacked under a bunch of stuff. Hold on. I'm not gonna like actually show it to you now, but I want to look at this. It was underneath a bunch of crap. I almost like dropped my broken pop filter on the ground because I have like my old mouse and also a broken pop filter lying on like in like a tin on top of it. Anyway, you can probably get some binder ASMR going on here. Oh god, it's a little dusty. But I have this huge binder that is just full of these things. There's like so many of these like posters. So back in the day, Toontown would send out these monthly newsletters to people who were subscribed to the service, you know? And they would come with cards. They would come with like a pack of cards. I don't remember if they came in a pack or if they were just like, oh, am I not gonna get the bonus for that? Fucking hope I do. Oh, my dust allergies are gonna go the hell off, by the way. But I have stuff from like when they added like the Raceway and a whole bunch of things. Like, let me see. I think I ordered these by date. Let me actually see, because these things have the month and year on them somewhere. Yeah, I mean, these are marked 2005. These things, they have the date. Where are they? Oh, yeah, June 2005, all the way through... Where was the last one? November 2006. That's what I have these two. I think some of them are missing. I definitely think some of these are missing, though. I don't really know which ones. I went home instead of... Oh, whatever. Well, we're wrapping the stream up anyway. Let's see here. You'll get some nice little bird ambience while I flip through this shit. There's like the Toon Vote stuff. You're invited, August 26, 2006, Walt Disney Studios, Burbank, California. Check out Toontown.com for more info on Toonfest. Yeah, there's like a lot of stuff. Like, oh my god, like some of the outfits that are in the game were designed by like kids who like played it. So there's like the watermelon thing made by Priscilla S, age 13, Coconut Creek, Florida. That's fucking great. What else? I have a Lawbot thing from when Lawbot HQ got added. I still remember sitting in the Berg looking at the path that would eventually become the street that led to Lawbot and how closed off it was, and thinking like, oh my god, what the hell's over there? Oh my god, I can't wait to see what's over there. Holy shit. Oh, what's over there? And it was like content that I would have never ever played because it was so outside of my level range, like forever. Like I could play it now, but I would need to like find people to play it with me. But yeah, I have, you know what? There's definitely going to be a very special stream coming soon in the future where I show you guys some of this stuff. I think I'll like take a bunch of pictures of the binder, because doing this like live video feed would be kind of a mess, because I don't really have a setup for that. But oh my god, I have so many cards. Like I'm surprised. I actually like. So I made this binder probably in about like 2000, the 2010s. This was probably like a thing I made in like 2015. I like gathered together all my old stuff and put it into a binder or something. And then sometime after that, I think probably like 2018 or so, I went back into it and I organized everything. I organized all the newsletters by date, and I organized all the cards so that the similar ones are together. I don't think they're ordered by number, because I don't think these things have numbers. Yeah, these things don't have numbers. They have like the number 3 on them. I don't know what the fuck that means. A lot of these have the number 3 on them. Why is that? They're not series, because I have different cards from different series that all have the same thing, but the Toontown cards are really cool. Because there's like a couple different art styles, because they reissued cards like every series, and like the art changed, the style changed. Some of them are really subtle, while others are like really extreme. And I have a lot of, oh my god, some of these I have a lot of dupes of. Oh man. And apparently like Toontown Rewritten has done their own sort of thing like this, where they printed their own cards, I guess, but I never really interacted with that. Oh my god, there's this awesome Bloodsucker card. It's a 2003 card. I have to show this. Hold on. One last thing. I'm going to take a picture right fucking now of how this Bloodsucker card looks, because you need to see this. If you're still here, this is your gift. Oh, that's too blurry. This is your gift for sticking with it through the end of the stream. I'm going to show you some cool shit. Hold on. I'm going to show you the fucking raddest shit. This card is so cool. Absolutely my favorite one. It's like it's like a series 1 card. I only have a few of these. They're like they have such a darker tone. Note, I just turned my phone on and it took me to a server that doesn't exist. What? Okay, hold on. There's this photo. Like, I can actually show you a comparison between the two art styles. Hold on. I am getting we are wrapping the stream up, but I'm showing off some of my card collection. My Toontown card collection. Give me a second. I'm going to throw up 2 images, and at some point in the future, we are going to do like a full-on, let's take a look at this binder of cards I've got. Cards and Toontown newsletters, ranging from about a little over a year. A little over a year's worth of Toontown Online member things. All right, I gotta download these pictures off of Discord really quick. That's how I'm relaying them from my phone to my computer. But let's see here. Save this image. Oh god, I lost chat. Oh god, chat's gone. Chat, come back. Chat, there it is. Okay. You died for a while. You got lost behind a couple of different windows. All right, here's the one image. And here's the second image. Yeah, sorry for the bad photo quality. Oh, did I just download that like 3 times? Hold on. Where is it? Open up the thing. Bada bing, bada boom. Yep, there they are. Okay. So, here's the fucking Bloodsucker card. Oh my god, that's huge. Why do you do this to me? Here's the Bloodsucker card. Look at that. Look at that shit. Look at how moody that is. Look at the lighting. It's hard to tell because of the glare. Try to ignore that. But, like, just the way, like, there's these reds and blues and all this other stuff. It looks so fucking cool. And here, and just to, like, get across the... covering up the chat with this guy. But to come to... what do you call it? To get across, like, just how this looks. Let me... pull up the comparison because I have two. Yeah. I love how this guy looks. And the cogs do not look like anything like this in the game. Like, you saw that. Like, these motherfuckers don't look like that. And I love seeing them like this. Here's an interesting comparison. Oh my god, that one's fucking huge. Okay. Here's a comparison of the two art styles. So the one on the left is a newer card, and the one on the right is from the same series as the Dracula, right? So you go away. You get bigger. Okay. So you can see how like moody and dark this is. This is like some like Batman shit, right? Where the one on the right, sorry, I can't see my mouse right now. The one on the right is some, do I have like a cursor I could show you? Oh, I wish I did. Oh, I should do that. Hold on. I have an idea. I have a stupid idea. Give me a second. Here's my idea. Okay, here's my cursor, right? So you've got this guy over here who is like, I love this art style. Just like, look at how he's, how like the way he's fucking frozen there. And just the way the ice comes off of him. This like weird air, like this like dark, surreal sort of area. The way his suit's done up, the hard angles, the wrinkles in it. And you got this guy. Who looks more like a traditional sort of Disney-styled character. There's still some darkness here, where you've got, like, this is clearly, like, at night. Someone, you know, the cold collar is in the icebox at night, and the light of the fridge is illuminating the area. But it is way more sort of, like, whimsical and cartoony. Yeah, they're both really cool, but I love this, because that's the same, you know, art style. That's the same art style here, right? I love these two. I love this art style of these two cards, and I only have like maybe 3 cards that are like this from this series, because this one's 2003. You can see right down there. The other one, you can't see it here. It's out of shot, but these are labeled 2005. So these are from like later on. It's fucking something. It really is. I love it. Pimp Orb, you go away. Okay. Let me put this back where it needs to be. That's where it needs to be. All right, well. Thank you guys for watching. And thank you for... Oh, God. I keep my windows. And thank you guys for, you know, hanging out. Yeah, sorry. I just showed off some of my cart stuff. Look at that. I'll keep this on screen, actually, until we're done. Here you go. Yeah, thank you guys for watching a lot, and I will be back. I might be back this weekend. You can check out the Discord if you want to like know about streams a little bit sooner than Twitch tells you about streams. You don't have to do that though. Other than that, I don't know what I'm going to be doing next week as far as stream stuff. Hey, thank you guys for watching. Really, thank you guys so much for watching. Like I can't really communicate how much how enjoyable it is to have you guys here sort of like, you know, in the chat, engaging with the stream. And I don't know, like it is genuinely, and I'm like, it is the best thing. Like, fuck yeah, I'm glad that raid happened. Thanks again to my I lost my thing. Whatever. Thanks again to the person who raided. You know who they are if you're from that raid. Sorry, I closed all of my stuff and I don't have your name anymore. I can scroll up the chat. Nope, that's too long ago. Never mind. Anyway, the end of Fallout New Vegas is coming soon. I don't know exactly when. I need to be in the right mood to do that, and I don't want to force it. Other than that, yeah, you missed the stream. Sorry about that. You can check out the VOD, which will be on Twitch for the next month. But it will also be uploaded permanently to YouTube in 24 hours from the time the stream is over. Yeah, we will be doing Fallout New Vegas, the final stream of Fallout New Vegas. I did all of the DLCs for the first time on stream.
I had played Fallout New Vegas a lot before then, but we are going to end out with the last few character companion quests and the Battle of Hoover Dam. I don't know exactly what day that'll happen next week. It might happen like maybe a Tuesday. No promises. No promises. Other than that, I still have to play Blood. We're still not done with Blood. That's a game I can only really play for like 90 minutes at a time. And there's other stuff I'm forgetting. I want to play more Loop Hero. I've been playing so much Loop Hero off stream, guys. You have no idea. Like, oh my God, help me. Anyway, I'm going to stop rambling because I will just keep talking forever at the end of the stream. I have a bad habit of doing that because it's just fun to talk. That's why I stream. That's my secret. Now, thank you all for watching. Have a good day. And don't you dare forget.
Remember, winners don't do drugs.